Back once again for the renegade master. 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 Back once again for the renegade master.
Hello my renegades and welcome back. And what are we getting into? We are getting to Love is Blind season 8 episode 8, and we are now on Family Affair. But as I say before we get into this episode, because there is shenanigans and fuckery afoot, namely from motherfucking Dave in this episode, please hit that subscribe button, please hit that notification button so we know when I do videos. Please comment, like, share and do the good things that you do, because I continue to be on the road to 1k. So we know that all the couples meet up in this episode for the first time, so we shall see how that turns out. So you see Lauren and Dave walking first, then in comes Ben and Sarah not long after. All I must say right now is the camaraderie, the introductions and everything like that just seemed to be kind of lukewarm. It didn't hit the levels that you would expect the levels to hit, do you know what I mean, for Love is Blind. It was just coasting along for me at the end of the day. So in walks Devin and Virginia, in walks Tyler and Daniel, and Monica and Joey. And you see Sarah and Joey saying hi to each other, and they hugged because they recognised each other. Even without introduction, these two recognised each other basically. And Sarah is liking, Joey's free-flowing locks. And Monica does like Ben, but says that, her choice is Joey when she's speaking by herself, because she recognised who Ben was because Monica dated Ben too. So Joey does kind of call Sarah over to the melee and says to her like he feels there's a lot to talk about, and it seems like Monica was eyeing them, like side-eyeing them, bombastic side-eyeing them. But that could have been just the edits, is all I said. That could have been just the edits, because you never know if she was actually looking at them the way that she was looking at them, but I'd like to think that she was. So you see the chats with the girls, and the chat there was just literally full on weird when you're eating. Tyler's talking about her pooping habits at the end of the day, and the fact that she puts on taps for when she needs to go and have a doo-doo when Daniel's in the room and the other girls start chiming in, except for Virginia. And I'm like, why would you have this chat while people are eating? This is weird shit, yeah, because I don't want to know about your freaking toilet habits with your man when you're in your hotel room by yourself. I don't need to know that shit, do you know what I mean? So you see Dave talking to Devin and Virginia with Lauren, and he then starts complaining about how Lauren is much of a mover. But wait a dang minute. Isn't it in the previous episode this man said that to Lauren that he didn't feel her move as much as he said she would in the pods? I'm telling you, when Dave brings something up here and he makes it comes off like a joke, this dude means it. It's a full-on complaint in his books, yeah. So he talks about he moves off his back, to stop his snoring, because Lauren has an issue with his snoring. And I'm like, all these talks are boring as hell. Like, seriously, they're literally boring as hell. So then the sex talk comes up here, and not a one of them within there has had sex yet, which is good, because all I would say is that kind of muddies the situation at the end of the day. I have a feeling that Dave literally wants to have sexual relations with Lauren, and he's a little bit miffed at the fact that Lauren doesn't want that yet, or she's not comfortable with that yet, and he is not going to try and force the situation because he's on TV. And the reason why I got this view is the conversation that Dave was having with Devin when it comes to sex. Because he immediately says it would be interesting to continue doing what you are doing, especially when we're going back to the real world. Like, for right now, he's okay with it. So without being explicit, in his conversation, I think Dave is self-aware that he doesn't want to come off looking like a straight-up dick on TV for saying what he needed to say straight out. But in my view, he has an expectation that him and Lauren should be knocking boots after his honeymoon. Ain't no doubt about it, and he will question it if it's not happening. Dave must think we bloody are stupid if we couldn't read between the lines on that. Like, seriously, this man kept on going round through the whole of that rotted night, while everybody else was having nice conversations, yeah, and asking people if they had had sex yet, he then goes and talks to Virginia. She then talks about, like, you know, it's more than sex, it's about the levels of intimacy and seeking, like, in terms of seeking that person when they aren't in the room. Dave ain't about that life. He ain't seeing that with Lauren. He just wants to be straight knocking boots with Lauren. That's what he wants to do, and that's what he's seeking, from my humble opinion. At the end of the day, he's just trying to see who he can get on side to agree with him. That's what it is, or be agreeable, or see his way of thinking. So I don't like the fact that Virginia said, like, you know, Devin went for athletic girls, and she talks about how she's very feminine, and I thought, what the hell does that mean? As athletic girls can be feminine too. Virginia's insecurity was on display when she said to Dave, I don't even know if I'm Devin's type. And Dave had to reassure her with that. I had a feeling that Virginia might be Dave's type as well, to be honest with you. But as again, if that's how Virginia is feeling, then maybe she should have a discussion with Devin to see where he is, that he's at, because he's spraying all these I love you to this girl, and this girl is accepting it and saying it back. So my thing is how do you not know that you are not his type? Do you know what I mean? So Dave is be doing the rounds, let's just put it this way, telling couples how much of a good fit they are, and the same thing in terms of the sex question keeps coming up, and then he talks about how him and Lauren is not having it yet. And I thought, this is a real problem for this dude. Ain't no joke about it. This is a real problem for this dude. I mean, does he even think that Lauren wants everybody to know that they're not having sex? They're not spanking that monkey. They're not riding that donkey. Does she really want people to know that? Like, I mean, nobody else within the group is asking each other about, what, are you having sex yet? Are you doing this? Are you doing... Dave needs to wind his neck in, like, fully. So Monica asked Dave, what is it about Lauren that made him say, how, yeah, it's Lauren? Because Monica knew that Dave was dating Molly and Lauren. So what made Lauren win out over Molly? Dave said, when Lauren told him how she felt, and I said so many episodes back that Lauren fought for him, whereas Molly left him to figure it out. There wasn't the fight he saw from Molly that he saw in Lauren that made him choose Lauren. That's the only reason why he chose Lauren, because Lauren fought for it, basically. So Joey speaks to Lauren, and as lads do, they like to big up their lads in regards to Dave. Joey was bigging up Lauren, and Lauren was happy for the validation in regards to Joey saying that, you know, Dave is a good lad. You only know this dude from sharing the men's lounge with him in the pods. You only saw what this man wanted you to see and perceive him to be. There probably is some good points to Dave, but I'm sorry, I ain't seen not a blind penny of them, to be honest with you. So Dave again goes to Taylor now, saying he has been asking people if they have had sex yet. And I was just like, someone needs to come get their mans. Because what is he doing right now? Like, seriously, and the wrong person he went to with this bullshit was Taylor. Like, seriously, he don't know Taylor like that. Like, seriously does not know Taylor like that. So Taylor talks about how with Daniel it's nice and that they're taking it slow and it is refreshing. And she confirmed that they've kissed, but they haven't done much else in that sense. My thing is, we have seen so many relationships crash and burn when they do muddy the waters with sex. And then that tends to be what it all boils down to at the end of the day. It doesn't tend to then start to build a genuine relationship or a genuine connection. It just literally concentrates on the sexual element of their relationship. Dave literally said to Taylor, and you know, he makes his usual complaint that she moves around a lot and she pees a lot during the night. And this was after Taylor said to him that Lauren is so nice. I thought, my guy, could you not read the room with Taylor? Like, seriously, because her and Taylor are like that at the end of the day. But Dave don't care. He don't care that he's in mixed company, and he don't care how he's coming off to people at the end of the day. Even Taylor looked a little perturbed by that discussion, and I will be perturbed too. Why do I need to know about your woman's peeing habits? Why? Why do I even need to know that you two ain't having sex, you two ain't bumping uglies, knocking the boots? Why do I need to know that for? At the end of the day, so Taylor turned it on Dave and asked if he snored, and basically said Dave was discombobulated by that. So Taylor turned around to him and directly said, "I will ground you a little bit." That shut Dave up completely. And I was like, dude, Taylor just literally told him, watch what you say to me, because me and Lauren are close and she's a good person, she's a good egg, so I ain't gonna stand you complaining about this girl to my face, because I will draw you up on it. Let's get that clear. That's essentially what Taylor did to him, and Dave knew at that point that he done fucked up. He knew at that point, he knew that he could not talk to Taylor in any way, shape or form about Taylor, especially if it came about as a complaint. So again, you see Dave with the lads, with the sex talk. Ben, which is surprising, fills in blanks in that he and Sarah may have done the deed. Then it flips to Sarah speaking to the girls, talking about how her and Ben like to cuddle, and she talks about getting a handwritten letter from him in the morning when she wakes up and she's going about her daily tasks. And there's no mention of them actually doing do. So Ben, you're a little liar. Ben is a liar. He didn't have sex, and it seemed as though he was making that up for the boys' benefit. I thought, oh, that will come and Hadouken! In his ass later. Let's just put it that way. It totally will. So Devin has become a PDA person, and for those that don't know, public displays of affection with Virginia, where he said that he had not done that before with anybody. I'm telling you, when I say this Pod Squad couple meetup was boring as fuck, it was boring as fuck. The only true little highlight was the fact that Dave thought he was being smooth with his sex talks. Let's just put it that way. I mean, I don't technically need drama all the way through this shit, but come on. Like, zhuzh yourself up a little bit. The only person that really spoke genuinely about their spouse was Daniel. When he spoke to Sarah. That's about it. That's about it. So you see the lads and how they're talking, and I think it was Devon that mentioned that, like, you know, they can all see each of them with the people who they are with. I thought, yeah, we'll wait to the freaking weddings for that one, because I bet you half of you ain't even going to be saying yes at that motherfucking altar, because something's going to come along and literally snip that rainbow a good one. So Virginia and Devon are talking after they've gone back to the room, and about the other couples in terms of how they saw them. And he is so descriptive, Devon, when he's talking about Sarah and Ben, Monica and Joey, Daniel and Taylor. He's so descriptive, even when he talks about himself with Virginia. When it came to Lauren and Dave, this man said, you can see they are going to be good. Then he completely moves on. I thought, well, damn, Devon, say what you really mean, but we heard the blanks in that. So Devon talks about how the others said that they can see the love that he and Virginia have for each other and how they gravitate towards each other. And as Devon is talking, he's getting more and more passionate with his words. Virginia, to me, I'ma have to say, didn't look all that interested. This woman looked like she just wanted to get her head down for the night. She didn't really want to have this conversation, but that she knew she had to pack because they were leaving the next morning, basically. I don't know if it was because she was feeling tired and it's late, and Devon is slightly hyped up at this late hour, that she really did not have the serenity to have this conversation with him. That's how her behaviour was coming across. So they're all packing to go home. Virginia says that she feels confident at this point being Devon's wife. You see Taylor and Daniel. She actually does validate Daniel. So for me, I think Taylor sees and gets the love that Daniel's trying to place upon her. But because she has negatives thrown at her from previous relationships. She's not dealt with the situations and the trauma that's probably come from those previous relationships. So she's literally always, it's kind of like, how can I explain it with Taylor? She definitely holds herself back, like definitely holds herself back. Even if she's feeling all this love for this man, she doesn't necessarily show it in that time. So it was quite nice that she validated Daniel at that point in time. So Daniel does turn around and tell her that, you know what, you are worthy of all the love, and I kind of hope it stays for them that way when they get home. But we know how fucked up and messy it can be when these people hit terra firma and everything starts coming at them. So you see Lauren and Dave, and he talks about how all the girls didn't have a bad word to say about Lauren at all. Dave looked almost miffed by explaining that to Lauren, to be fair. He brings up the conversation that he had with Monica, and he says to Lauren that Monica had asked, why Lauren? I think at this point Dave is looking for a pat on the back in terms of whatever it is that he's going to concoct to say. So Dave hasn't really told the truth of what he did say to Monica. He said that, you know, with Lauren we could do all the things and I liked all of that. He only says what he wants Lauren to hear and think at the end of the day. Because if he had anything about him, he would have told her the truth in terms of what he did say, because he didn't say that. He didn't say that to Monica. He literally said it was because this girl told him how she felt. This girl literally fought for him. That's why he picked Lauren. So Lauren asked him, as the subject came up in conversation, had he ever ghosted someone? The pause that this man did, before he said yes, I already knew it's a fucking yes. So I thought, dude, just say yes and get it over with, because we all know you did. He had no option but to say yes. So Lauren had to ask the question, who is the first person like he is going to call tomorrow? I thought Dave looks so pained by that question. I thought, because it will be his sister, dude. It will be his sister. I don't even know why she asked that question of him when she already knew what the answer was going to be. It's going to be his sister. This man is scared of his sister for some reason, like literally. And I'm like, why is this woman so involved with her brother in this way? There is something going on here, that we don't know about. Like, it really must be, because I have my brothers. We're close, but we're not that damn close. Do you know what I mean? I mean, the fact that Dave is at the grand old age that he is and he's scared to call his sister is fucking something at the end of the day. So Dave does give the answer. Like, you know, when Lauren talks about, well, how are you going to explain it to your dad? So Dave gives the answer. I'm 32 years old and his dad cannot hold his hand. And I'm like, well, you can't say that to your sister and her be happy for you too. I was like, okay. Something definitely weird going on here. So Dave then continues with that he is old enough and smart enough to make his own decisions. But dude, you are scared to tell your sister what's up. So how does that work at the end of the day? I really don't think Dave is ready to get married at all. So it's the last day in Honduras. Now time for the real hell, back to Minneapolis. And they move in together. So with Monica and Joey, sometimes I think that they are a little extra with their mannerisms. It ain't a bad thing. And they do complement each other. But we always see the strongest couples falter when it comes to real life living at the end of the day, and other people's literally opinions and assumptions based on what they see. So Joey talks about how he does clean all the time in regards to his own apartment, and they discuss about laundry and things like that. And I thought, I'm wondering if this is a lead on to his OCD in terms of the cleanliness that he likes to keep, and whether it will impact on them in their relationship going forward. So Monica talks about how she did her washing when she was in dorms, and that it was a clean pile of washing because she likes to put things in piles and doesn't necessarily like to fold her sheet. So she dashed it all in her wardrobe. And then when she went to go in there to put her jeans on, this gal found a spider's nest in the crotch of her jeans. How did that happen? Like, literally, how long does that washing have to be there for a spider to decide, I am going to make a home in this dark, dank place? I'm going to make that home there. Like, Joey did not look impressed at all, even though Monica was kind of trying to laugh it off. I thought, yeah, that man don't look impressed at all. So basically, Joey turns around and he says it will be hard, but he wants to see how Monica is while they live together. So he tells her to just put them in a pile and then now kind of divide it up and put them all away in their respective drawers. And I thought, this will be housekeeping 101 for Monica. Then Monica throws in the sock bin that she has at home. That threw Joey fully. And all I'm going to say is, in this episode, Monica and Joey, and I'll get there, end up going to Monica's family home due to the fact that that's where Monica lives. And she ends up showing Joey this sock bin, and all I can say is gross. Absolutely fucking disgusting. I would not be doing that in my household, let me put it that way. So you see Taylor and Daniel moving in. And I do like the way that Taylor and Daniel operate, because they're the types of people like I do when I go on holiday or when I come home. You literally got your suitcases out and you're literally putting everything away on hangers and stuff, especially stuff that you haven't worn. It gets put away. Stuff that you have worn, it goes straight into the laundry basically. And this is what I'm like when I go away, even when I go away on holiday. Like, if I'm I'm not one to be living out of a suitcase. They've got wardrobes and hangers there for a reason. I'm hanging my shit up. I'm even going to be use their iron, if it's a good iron, to make sure my shit looks crisp before I walk out of the house. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. So you see Sarah and Ben, they talk about how they've told their family. With Ben, he says that his family came back with some skepticism, which is normal for all families, to be fair, because this process is hella fast and they have to get on board pretty quickly. But I do think the religion thing will come up between Ben and Sarah and their families, because Sarah is not really a practicing Christian. And I just thought, okay, as Ben is a practicing Christian, is he then going to expect through this experiment, because they're back home now, so there's nothing stopping him, for Sarah to go to church with him every Sunday? Because is he going to then go to church every Sunday? Because that's what he said in the pods, that this is something that he does. Is that expectation then going to be on Sarah when they live together? So we go to Lauren and Dave, and Dave has his phone back, and it was all kind of dramatic at the beginning. And it all boiled down to this man basically forgot to text his friend Chase back. I thought, dramatic enough, mate, at the end of the day. So Dave shares that close friends and family are now aware that they're engaged. And he talks about people are already talking about them. He says certain people are talking about Dave's life who are not in his life. Lauren tells him he can ignore the text and what they're saying. But my thing is these people are obviously still enough in Dave's life to know exactly what is going on right now at the end of the day, for them to even talk about it, yeah, and say things in regards to him or to him. So obviously something else is going on here. So Dave continues to say to Lauren with, you know, do they not have anything better to do? And I thought, well, obviously not, no, mate. Like, Dave is giving them too much headspace right now for people that are not genuinely supposed to be involved in his life or giving any type of advice. But I'm saying they are in his life in some way. So Lauren says that, you know, in her to the cameras, that Dave came back and then has to be part of conversations that have happened without him. It was taken out of his control, and it appears, which is fair enough. But how do you bring yourself out of it now and take back your own narrative when something else has been shared which you've not been able to share first? So he says that things are now good with his sister right now, and that his sister has calmed down a lot. I mean, you would get angry hearing something that important from someone else at the end of the day, but I don't know how much control Dave's sister has on his life at the end of the day, but it sounds like a lot. So Dave was explaining to Lauren, that his sister was worried that he was going to meet some TV reality chasing girl. So my thing is how can you believe that your brother's going to meet some TV reality chasing girl and your brother's not going to be a TV chasing reality boy? How does that make sense? In essence, Dave was the one that chose to go on Love Is Blind. No one freaking twisted that man's arm behind his back and told him to fucking march himself over there and do what he needed to do. It was Dave who chose to put himself between two women, and then decide that he has to choose one of them. And it was Dave that chose Lauren over Molly. So Lauren may have picked him, but she didn't have the control of that at the time. So actually it was Dave with all the choices, not Lauren. Oh God, I don't know. With that whole talk, I just kind of felt that Dave was trying to convince himself that he was doing the right thing, to be honest with you. So Virginia go to Devin's home. This dude has a lot of shoes, like a lot of trainers. So Virginia said to him, how much is this habit going to cost? How much is this habit costing me? And I thought, costing you? Because I'm sure Devin got his own shoes way before Virginia entered his life, and I'm sure he used his own money to get them, which he will continue to do if need be. I mean, if they have a joint account and have to account for money coming, I understand you wouldn't want to be paying nearing $700 on shoes, but if it's coming out of his account and the bills are still being paid and my gal is still comfortable, then there ain't nothing really to worry about at the end of the day. This is why I say people should talk about finances before they start to move things on in the way that they need to do. So they go to Virginia's home. Virginia's home is beautiful, don't get me wrong, it really is, and it's a townhouse. But it doesn't sound like Virginia is saying that they should move into her home, because she's talking about the spacage of Devin's home at the end of the day, which I thought was a bit weird, because I thought I'd want him to move in with me, seeing as I'm the one with the biggest space. She does want to be looking for her own home with Devin if they were to be married, and it was at this point that they talk about finances. So Virginia talks about the fact that she is financially responsible, the same with Devin, and he does have savings at the end of the day. So he's talking about how his wish is to work up within the company that he's in, to CEO of the company that he and his boss started. So he talked about as well, like the future in regards to what Virginia had painted in being a head coach to some young kids is what he'd like to do as well. Virginia talks about how she wants to be a millionaire. She says basically not through salary but through investments. That is going to take some time. Let's just put it that way. You're going to have another backup plan for your backup plan, because trying to make a millionaire, unless it goes big through investments, is going to take some time. I did notice though, when Devin asked about the home and would it be the one person like buying it in regards to the mortgage and with the other person doing utilities, or would it be a joint split? There wasn't really a definitive answer from Virginia. So Devin does continue to ask about accounts and if they're going to have their own account, or is it going to be a shared account, or do they have a shared account but then have their own accounts. And basically Virginia was saying that, separate accounts would be much better, which Devin said he could work with. And then Virginia pipes up with the prenup. I was like, oh, Virginia's already thinking about a preemptive measure in case they ended up getting divorced, because she doesn't want to have to deal with like splitting assets and shit. So basically what Virginia is thinking of, whatever you brought into that marriage is what you take away with you. I was like, Ross. But you know what? Some people can see prenups as negatives. I don't necessarily see them as negatives. It's literally looking after your best interest, because even though you want to believe that your marriage is forever, it's normally not. And it's normally not a great breakup either. It's acrimonious. So you want to make sure that you have something there in order to say, well, whatever you fucking brought into that marriage, you can take the fuck with you. But whatever you didn't stays with me at the end of the day, including my money. I don't blame her. I don't. I really don't blame her. So Devin kind of looked bamboozled at first. He talks about, like, you know, he's got medical bills and his student loans, but he's paying off those debts himself. I think the prenup chat made Devin a little uncomfortable. He tried to show that he didn't, but you could tell that he was like, shh, prenup. Do you know what I mean? It was a negative connotation for Devin, is how I'm seeing it was taken. So then we see Lauren and Dave, and they go to Dave's home. This man had been living in this apartment for a year, and this man had nothing in his fridge and no sign of anything in his cupboards, like plates, glasses, cutlery. He don't live there. So Lauren does tell Dave, as he asks, that she's happy and comfortable, like, in his space, and is more open to it. And basically it would help her brothers in terms of being on the same page. They talk about, like, you know, the cameras and the microphones, and she talks about her brother saying, like, you know, things could possibly be twisted in what it is that's being said. And Dave is talking about how his sister needs to meet Lauren. It seems within that conversation that Dave was ensuring his sister is invited to all the things in regards to Lauren, such as the dress fitting. Lauren then pipes on and says, well, does she want to come to the bachelorette party? And he says, yes, she would love that. It's basically wanting his sister to know that Lauren is not chasing him for the wrong reasons. It was the way Dave places his words as, Lauren ain't chasing that dude. She ain't chasing that dude. Her and Dave made a choice together to be together. So how he can crop off and say, like, you know, she wants to make sure that his sister knows Lauren ain't chasing him is beyond me, like literally beyond me. People worry about words being twisted in this show, and I'm like, but they haven't though, because they are saying what they wish to say within the segments that are cut out, yeah, or if they're not needed, but the larger segments that are kept in and remain in is what each person says at that given time. So how their words can be freaking twisted is beyond me. Like, how was those words going to be twisted in that scenario when that's the conversation that Dave and Lauren were having? And this is my thing. Don't go on reality TV if you are not prepared for the shit that's going to come forth afterwards. Like, seriously, as I said in my previous, not even my previous episode, but the previous one before that, no amount of edits is going to save you from being a shit person. If you are a shit person, it's going to show. So Lauren is being, in my opinion, accommodating Dave's sister a lot. So he's talking about how it's going to be easy to hang out with her, but he's making her sound like a lot needs to happen before she's comfortable in a space enough to be easy to hang out with. Let's just put it this way. So he then turns around and makes a comment that he just wants someone as cool as his sister is. I'm like, dude, are you modelling your partners on your sister? Because that is a double ew, brother. Ew, what is that? That's double ew. Just no. No, I feel the same way when people say they want someone like their dad or their mum. No. Just no. Yeah, just no. So Lauren says her dad didn't like that her brothers live with their significant others before they get married. But yet here we are with Lauren doing the same damn thing. But the flip is, on this one, it's all on TV and it's been recorded live and direct. You can't make this shit up. Like, seriously, can't make this shit up. Dave did bring it up and asked Lauren, does he know we are living together? Lauren says, I think so. What do you mean you think, dude? Like, honestly, what do you mean you think? At the end of the day, her dad should know this shit before it sprung on him in front of a camera crew at the end of the day, because if that's done in that way, we are going to get the full unfiltered reaction of her father, and she does not want that. Like, seriously, she would not want that. So even Dave had to ask Lauren, what do you mean you think? Lauren, to me, is a little flaky on things for me sometimes. Even Dave has a sense that Lauren should make her dad know that they live together before he comes to see them, and I think she should too, because yeah, that's not gonna go over well. If he had an issue with her brothers living with the person before they got married to them, then yeah, he's gonna have an even worse issue with his daughter, especially as the fucked up things she's doing it on TV. Did she not think that through? Like, seriously, like, even though when she's saying, oh, well, but my mum knows, yeah, but it ain't your dad. Is it really, to be fair? So Dave says that he will be respectful, but stand up for them and Lauren and their relationship. And my thing is, but you're not able to stand up for Lauren and your relationship to your sister. So Dave talks about how everything has been literally tough on him right now. So then it comes out, as Dave is talking to the camera by himself, that the person that Lauren knew before she came to Love is Blind is still texting Lauren, wanting to get back with her. And he apparently lives in the same building that they've just moved into. Oh, shit. When I tell you reality came a knocking on their door, reality came a knocking on their motherfucking door. Like, seriously. So I was like, how in the hell did that happen? I've all the apartment blocks that Love is Blind picked in the city, they picked the one where Lauren's Persuado ex, I should say, lived in the same building with her friend as well. Something just does not add up there. Like, really does not add up there, basically. So I just thought at this point Lauren is going to have to be careful in how she treads and steps with this. Yeah, Dave was saying that there must have been like a miscommunication or non-communication, as he says that Lauren didn't end the situation with this person before she came onto Love is Blind, and this person thought that they were still together. But in my thing, in essence, if Lauren ghosted him, if that is what Dave is trying to indicate, then it kind of sounds that Dave wants to place the blame on Lauren in regards to the situation that they currently find themselves in. And I just thought, if someone's ghosted you, though, on the flip side, this man should have really caught a clue, to be fair. Or Lauren, from seeing the messages that came into her, could have told him straight up that she ain't interested at the end of the day. So, sod's law, yeah, Dave's sister knows about the situation with Lauren. I'm like, this is bollocks. Like, seriously, I'm like, this is bollocks, because somewhere this shit has been blown out of proportion. Lauren is being painted as some kind of Jezebel, in my opinion, from somewhere. So Lauren clearly said that she didn't have a boyfriend, she was just chatting to the guy. She said he was not her person and she cut ties with him. That's what she said to Dave on the honeymoon in Honduras. I'm like, until Lauren shows, yeah, that you can't trust her, then Dave needs to listen to what it is the fuck she's saying if he really, really well and truly wants to be with this woman at the end of the day. Because it's kind of circumstantial to me that this person is now coming forward and these issues are now being caused. And on top of that, Dave is not necessarily telling Lauren the truth of what he believes things to be. Even though they're going through this situation together, I don't think Dave is actually being really open in regards to his feelings and what the possible feelings of his sister may be, so Lauren can deal with that properly. So Lauren talks about her mum, and as she talks about the situation that they're going through, because Lauren now, it appears, is very much aware about what's being said about her and about what this guy is doing. And she said her mum was the only person that spoke to her and made her break down in saying to her daughter that, you know, she loves her and she trusts her. I'm just reading in between the lines that Dave has not even said that to her. Dave has not provided any validation to Lauren at that point. he's not provided her with any reassurance at that point. He isn't even provided her with the fact that, you know what, I'm gonna have your back regardless until you show me any differently. And I would have to question why. Like, seriously, I would have to question why he isn't doing that right now. So then it moves to Monica taking Joey to the family home, as I said, where she is living right now. So Joey gets to meet them, her mum, her sister, her dad, and her sister's boyfriend. They like literally had questions for Joey, make no doubt about it. Her sister is very forthright. Like, she just says what the fuck is on her mind, and she don't care who she upsets by what she says. So she said to Joey, why are you still single? Joey looked like he swallowed a bag of nails when that question came up. So Joey did well. He did a condensed version, like a chronology. I can't say the word chronology. That's it, like a chronology. But he got it out there. What he wanted to say. Let's just put it this way. Monica's sister is very, very direct. So they decided to do this fam jam, which is what the mum got Joey involved in. Monica looked fully horrified by that, but Joey was fully into it, because I think Joey more or less wanted to make a good presentation or impression on Monica's family. So the mom did turn around and say that, you know, him and Monica are quite cute together. As I said, Monica showed in the sock bin. Gross. It was gross. So Monica and her sister go for a talk. And Monica's sister is direct to the point where she's shooting an arrow straight through your motherfucking heart. She don't give a shit how you feel about it. So she basically told Monica that Joey is not her type. When she looks at Joey, she don't see him being her type. And Monica has to tell her sister it's literally not about looks. But Monica's sister is very skeptical about Joey and about his personality and if he's right for Monica. Monica does stick up for Joey in that situation and their relationship. And it kind of came across that as they were talking, that I don't know if her sister was a little bit jealous in the fact that, you know, Monica may be reaching the altar before her, because she believed as the oldest sister she should be the one being married first. She then puts seeds of doubt into Monica's head in terms of like worrying, well, if you do it and you get divorced afterwards, then what type of thing? I mean, I know there's being honest, but Ross, this is casting like a full bad doubt on this girl's shoulders, to the point where she won't be able to enjoy herself with Joey, because she's going to start reading into his behaviours just because of the fuck shit that her sister is saying to her. I mean, right now I don't get that from Joey, that he's playing with her sensibilities at the end of the day. And right now Joey is going to wish to make a good impression on her family, and that's probably why he's like overzealous in his presentation with them. I didn't like that conversation from Monica one iota. I know her and her sister, as it was shown, have a close relationship, and she is very respectful of her sister and knows her sister can read people quite quickly and carefully. But this was just something else, man. This was something else at the end of the day. But that is where the episode ended. I'll be back in quick succession with the next episode. Also, we'll be doing Married at First Sight Australia 2025 from tomorrow. So watch out for that. But before I go, as I always say, my renegades and everybody that comes in, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification button so we know when I'm doing videos. Please comment, like, share, and do all the good things you can do, because I am on the road to 1K. Thank you and peace out.